In the golden heart of Africa, where the air smells of dust and freedom and every sunrise writes a new story of survival, something happened that the world would never forget. A story so unbelievable, so breathtaking, that if the camera hadn't been rolling, no one would have ever believed it. It was a quiet morning in Kenya's Amboseli National Park. The sun had just risen, painting the horizon in orange and gold. The wind moved softly through the tall grass, and far away, a lion's roar echoed faintly, a sound both beautiful and terrifying. Adam and Sarah, a young couple from the city, were exploring the African wilderness with their one-year-old daughter, Lily. Adam was a passionate wildlife photographer who had spent years capturing the raw beauty of nature, the hunt, the birth, the storm, and the silence. Sarah loved the peace of these open lands. For her, it was like stepping into a dream, endless skies, the songs of birds, and the pulse of life everywhere. That morning they were joined by Camo, a local ranger and guide who knew the wild better than anyone. His eyes were sharp, his instincts sharper, and he had seen both the gentleness and the fury of the savanna. As the jeep rolled over the rough dirt road, Adam stopped near a watering hole. "The light is perfect," he said, raising his camera. He wanted to capture the lions at dawn when their golden coats matched the sun itself. Camo frowned slightly and warned, "This is lion territory. We shouldn't stay long." But Adam was focused, smiling confidently. "Just a few minutes," he said. Sarah sighed but trusted him. She'd seen that same determination in his eyes many times before. Little Lily was laughing in the back seat, her small hands clutching a bright red toy bear. Her laughter filled the air, soft and pure, a sound that didn't belong to this dangerous land. For a while, everything was peaceful. Adam clicked photo after photo, capturing zebras drinking water and elephants marching in the distance. The world felt calm until the calm broke. From the tall grass came a low, deep growl, the kind that makes every living thing freeze. Camo stiffened instantly and whispered, "Lion." Adam slowly turned his camera toward the sound, and out of the golden haze, a massive lion stepped forward, a male, with a mane that looked like fire under the sun. His amber eyes locked onto the jeep. He wasn't charging, but he wasn't afraid either. Sarah's heart pounded. She whispered, "Adam, please, let's go." But at that exact moment, Lily dropped her toy bear. It bounced out of the jeep and landed on the dusty ground just a few feet from the lion. Lily began to cry, her tiny hands reaching out for her toy. The sound pierced the air, a helpless, innocent cry. The lion's ears twitched, his head turned, and slowly he began to walk toward the sound. Sarah gasped and clutched Lily to her chest. Camo whispered, "Don't move." Adam froze, still holding his camera, his hands shaking. He knew he should pull Sarah away, but he couldn't. The lens was still rolling, capturing every second. The lion's paws pressed into the dry earth, silent but heavy. Step by step he came closer, 10 feet, 8 feet, 5 feet, until he stopped beside the little red toy bear. The lion lowered his huge head and sniffed it, his nostrils flaring. His eyes lifted toward the jeep, toward the baby, and then something strange happened. Instead of attacking, the lion tilted his head, almost like he was listening. Lily's cry had softened into small whimpers, and for a brief moment, the king of the jungle just stood there, watching. Adam whispered, "Is he protecting her?" Nobody could answer. Then, with incredible gentleness, the lion picked up the toy bear in his mouth, not crushing it, not tearing it apart, just holding it softly. He turned, walked slowly to the jeep, and dropped it beside the wheel. Then he stepped back, his eyes calm, his tail swaying lightly. For a few seconds, nobody moved. The wind stopped. Even the birds seemed silent. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. Adam kept recording, his hands trembling. He whispered, he brought it back. Camo nodded slowly, his voice barely above a whisper. "I have seen lions hunt, fight, protect their young, but never this lion. He understands." The lion sat down in the grass just a few meters away, watching them quietly. He didn't growl, he didn't attack, he just sat as if guarding them. Minutes passed. Then, from the distance, a lioness appeared, her steps graceful, her eyes scanning. She looked at the male, then at the jeep. For a heartbeat, everyone thought it was over, but instead the lioness walked to the male, rubbed her head against his mane, and together they turned and disappeared into the tall grass, vanishing like ghosts into the gold of morning. The silence broke when Lily giggled again, holding her red bear. Adam finally lowered his camera, breathing heavily. Sarah whispered that wasn't possible. Camo smiled faintly and said, "In this land, even the wild has a soul." That day, they left the savannah shaken not by fear, but by wonder. Adam reviewed the footage 100 times, each frame clearer than the last. There was no trick, no illusion. The lion had shown compassion, a moment of mercy that defied every law of nature. When the video was uploaded to the internet, it spread like wildfire. People all over the world watched in disbelief. Fake, some said; impossible, said others, but the footage didn't lie. The camera had caught something real, something that proved kindness can exist even in the wildest hearts. Wildlife experts analyzed it for days. Some said the lion was curious. Others said he had mistaken the baby's cry for one of his cubs. But deep down, everyone who saw it felt something more powerful, that this was not just instinct, it was empathy. Months later, Adam and Sarah returned to Kenya with a small team from a wildlife foundation. They wanted to honor the pride that had spared them. Camo led them back to the same place, the same watering hole. And there, under the shade of an old acacia tree, they saw them, the same lion and lioness, now with 2 tiny cubs playing near the grass. Adam smiled. Sarah whispered, "Do you think he remembers?" As if in answer, the lion looked up. His gaze met Adam's lens, calm, unthreatening, familiar. For a brief second, it felt like recognition. Adam lowered his camera and said softly, "Thank you for reminding us that even in the heart of the wild, there is room for kindness." When Adam returned home, he created a short documentary titled "The Lion Who Returned the Toy." Within days, it reached millions. People from every corner of the world watched it, crying, smiling, and wondering how such a creature could show so much gentleness. Scientists called it rare behavior, parents called it a miracle, but to Adam and Sarah, it was a message, a reminder that compassion doesn't belong to humans alone. Sometimes it lives where we least expect it, in the eyes of a predator, in the heart of a storm, in the wild silence between life and death. And so, the story of that day leaves on a simple family trip, turned into a global miracle. Proof that love in its purest form knows no boundaries, not even between man and beast. Because that day, when the lion approached the crying baby, the world held its breath, and for one unforgettable moment, nature chose mercy over instinct. If the camera hadn't been rolling, no one would have believed it. But it was, and the world did.